Good evening and welcome to the FITT Show, financial information for today and tomorrow. I'm Bobby Kinzer.
And I am Thomas Doty.
And we are the FITT Show. We provide information and knowledge for help people to create wealth and especially generational wealth. It is our hopes that the information we give you, you're able to not just use for yourself, but you can pass it on to your family, to your sisters, your brothers, your children, granny, and friends too, because this is a very important information to close one of the major topics these days about the wealth gap. So we here every Thursday at 8 p.m. So make sure you tune in. We'd like to ask everyone if you can click on the like button with the thumbs up and the heart button, because that gives us a lot of traction and expands our viewership. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, and that helps us. Now, me and Doty, we be talking a lot of information, but we just don't want to be talking to you. We also want to make this interactive. And how you can make it interactive is you can put any comments or responses or ideas in the comment box. But believe it or not, actually, the comment box is even more important, because the more comments you put in it, the more that actually expands our audience too. And we try to reach as many people as we can. As me and Dote always talk about, it's the only thing in it for us. It's nothing monetary, and nothing pride or anything, but to be able to help people increase their net worth, to me and Doty, is one of the greatest things that we can contribute to people. Dote, how you doing today, man?
I am doing fantastic, man.
That is so good to hear, man. How's that market doing? How's that stock market?
Oh man, rough day today on the tech side. The Dow is pretty flat over the last week. Started the week at about 36,200, closed today at 36,100, and it's all the craziness that's been on the tech side, on the Nasdaq side. Nasdaq started the week at 15,100, closed at 14,800, which is only a 2% drop. But during the week, it got as high as 15,300. So that's a pretty big correction, sell-off, or whatever you want to call it. There's been a lot of turmoil in that market. For example, Microsoft started the week at $313, ended the week at $305. But again, it had gotten as high as 323. So that drop from 323 to 305 is almost a 6% drop. A little more volatility on Tesla, which started the week at 1,057, ended the week at 1,032, but has been as high as 1,111. So, I mean, that's a 7% drop. Now, the other two stocks that I have are Apple and Pfizer. Apple's pretty much flat. Started the week at 172, ended the week at 172. And the same with Pfizer. It started the week at 55, ended the week at 55, even though there was a lot of turmoil within the week. This is one of those spots where, again, you have to just be patient, know these things are going to happen throughout. There's been a lot of up and down. You just got to stay the course and think long term. So a rough week.
Yeah, it's been a rough week because if I'm right, though, last week the NASDAQ dropped over 600 points.
Yeah, it was down last week as well. Yep.
Yeah, and this week, well, today it's down approximately 381 points. That's
exactly
a lot.
381 points. Yeah.
Yeah, but say that again. I'm sorry.
No, exactly 381 points. Yes.
Exactly. But so, like we always tell people, that's not the time to panic, right? Because actually, that's what the market does. You know, it fluctuates. But the name of the game is to make sure you have your portfolio or your asset mix real balanced, and that way you can handle any future shocks like we've had the past couple of weeks. So that's why we are so advocates about making sure you understand your risk, what your goal is, your time frame, and also, you know, you need to constantly look, and if you might need to adjust, you may not need to adjust. Because though I had a friend, she was really conservative, right? And she put 80% in money markets and 20% in stocks. But because the last 2-3 years the market increased, that 20% she had in stocks increased to 30% because stocks were doing so much better than, you know, government securities was giving less than 2%. So then her portfolio mix went from 70% in money markets being, less risky, safer, to 30% in stocks. So that was a good reason why you need to keep a look at it. And then she actually changed her tolerance risk. Though she said, you know what, I'm way more comfortable, Bob, at 70-30 than I was at 20% being safe. 80% being safe and 20%. So more the reason why you need to also always look at your portfolio. So I usually give the cryptocurrency update. Good Lord, though, cryptocurrency been taking the beat for several weeks, man. But cryptocurrency came back for a minute, went up a few percentages. Right now, it's at $42,627 for one Bitcoin. And remember, you all, cryptocurrency is traded 24 hours a day and globally. So it could change right now while I'm talking to you, and it probably will. But it's still the number one cryptocurrency out of all the cryptocurrencies, out of the over 14,000 cryptocurrency. A lot of people was following Shiba, which was, they call these meme type of cryptocurrency, which has nothing to do. It just has like a meme is sort of like that's that young people stuff though, like a logo or a character, or emoji. But a lot of people were investing in it, but it's down considerably because it was like 4 zeros and a 3.0000, and a 3 now is down to 0.00029. Now, over a lot of, if you put a lot of money in that little that's less than a basis point change could be a big change in your cryptocurrency. So beware of that. I want to share with you all, this past year, the prices have soared 7% in a year. Last year, prices were down about 0.05%. Today, prices have jumped as high up to over 7%, meaning the highest rate since 1982. To give you an example, meat is up 15% higher than a year ago. Eggs, 11%. Milk, 4%. Housing, 5%. Interest rates are starting to go up on housing. I saw today I looked at it, and some of the rates are now hovering around 3.56. Remember, some people were getting rates under 3%. So the rates are going up. Federal Reserve has said they plan to raise their rates about 4 times this year. And those rates do affect us. And the biggest one, though, gas, and I never know what drives these things, but gas is up 50%. And right now, the electric cars is such a big thing these days. So anyway, just want to get that update. But today, we're going to be talking about the benefits of a financial advisor. Now, not a lot of people talk about financial advisors. Let us know a little bit more about why we stress a financial advisor.
Yeah, first of all, it's a misconception that only wealthy people need financial advisors, and it's kind of funny because it's like in a poll, 71% of the people talked about how important financial planning and those kind of things are, but only 29% of people have a financial advisor. And when you think about the times we're talking about now that are very volatile, it's nice to have a professional to temper these crazy times, either up or down. They help you set your tolerances, your goals, help you figure out where you want to be, and they can kind of keep you on track. Because the worst thing you can do is make decisions when things are real good or things are real bad. So it kind of forces you to sit down, help you with your decisions, help you keep an emotional distance from your money so you aren't making rash decisions that typically don't pay off. And they can help you think long-term, help you work towards your long-term plan, and help get you where you need to be. Because if you think about all the things that happens in your life, of which most people don't have the expertise, and it could be taxes, it could be wills and trusts, and a myriad of other things that come up, that a certified financial planner should have the means to help you with that whole ball of wax. And they also can help you get that risk tolerance that we always talk about, help you set it at a level at which you're comfortable. And a lot of times when people look at what they need in the future, they'll be more aggressive based on what they need. Whereas an advisor would tell you, no, if this is what your risk tolerance is, this is where you need to be so you can be happy and comfortable.
Yeah, that is so important, though, to be able to understand that it's not just for rich people. And I just want to talk culturally. It just seems to be in the Black community for for years. They don't trust. Well, a lot of times I don't think we need it, but I think they don't trust some people, and I don't know why we're so adverse to financial advisors, because you get advice, before you get a surgery, before you get a second opinion, you get advice from insurance agents. Why not get advice from financial advisors? I want to talk for a minute, though, about how it helps with emotional decisions. You mentioned a little bit briefly about that, but that's one of the main important things about having a financial advisor. Now, some people I know feel they have the knowledge that they could do this by themselves. But remember, a financial advisor is a certified person, and they stay up on this stuff because they do it day to day. But when it comes to you and your money, a lot of times we are very emotional with our money, especially when it comes to considering our spouse. And that's the one thing a financial advisor helps. He gives you an unbiased position between you and your wife, because sometimes the wife could be less aggressive and the husband could be more aggressive, or vice versa. But a financial advisor could come in and balance that all out, because he should or she should have an unbiased approach. They're going to first, with any financial advisor, they're not going to come in and put what they think. They're going to ask you, what is your plan? And it helps giving a consensus, instead of just majority rules. Sometimes a financial advisor can come in that between that you and your wife and help. And if you feel stressed over your money or feel like you're not making the best decisions possible, then a financial advisor will be a financially wise move that will most likely end up with worthwhile investments. That's why a financial advisor, and it takes out the emotional part.
Yeah, and Bob, again, neither Bob nor I are financial advisors, nor have any desire to be a financial advisor. So don't think we're pushing this for some ulterior motive. But there's just so many things that can happen, so many things that are complex. And Bob always says, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And there's so many things that can happen in your life. I mean, just give me an example. You change jobs and get your 401k check. Now, you may know to roll it over within 60 days, but that's something that your financial advisor should be on top of. Some of the tax situations that you come up with as far as tax gains, tax losses. Again, that's something, he's not a tax professional, but he should know enough to point you in the right direction. And those are the kind of things that person can help you with. And I've seen, just from a personal experience, situations where they've helped me with things that I had never encountered before. And there's so many things money-wise, as you get wealth, there's things and situations that come up that you've never encountered in your life. And oftentimes it's not something any of your friends encountered, none of your brothers and sisters encountered. And if you make the wrong decision, it can hurt you financially. And those are the kind of things that a financial advisor brings to the table. It's that knowledge that you don't have because it's something that you've never been through.
Yeah, and there's so many different ways, and we're going to talk about a little further down about, it's important that they have the right credentials. But for a quick moment, man, I like to shout out to all our viewers, man. Like my girl Sheila Hazel. I hope you're still watching, Sheila. What's up? I miss you, girl, from FDIC. My man Sam Jack, Woodrow Wilson Finance, and Garnett Nickens, our favorite and most loyal, next to Modestine and my sister Nolia, watcher. There's so much of for this topic, she says, and that's so right. And then my man Barrington Scott, UDC, University District of Columbia's finest, and KA side. Thank you for watching, you all. Make sure you tell other people to share every Thursday. We're at 8 p.m. No, I want to talk about the different kind of advisor, which is called a robo-advisor. And a robo-advisor is a financial service that is offered by a lot of financial institutions, and they're allowed to turn over your money to an automated advisor. And what that means is it's an automated advisor that helps you with that you call into, and they help you with asset allocation for your stocks, bonds, and other investments. And this is done in line with your risk level. They have automated rebalancing. They have investment tools such as retirement planning. They're based on algorithms and mathematical rules. So it's there is a structure to it, and they usually are cheaper than an actual financial advisor. That's why it's called robo-advisors. And they use the automation and software algorithms to help you invest your money according to your goals. It's like you plug your information into a template, and it gives you back the standard tools if you don't have that complex of a portfolio. And typically, robo-advisors cost less than financial advisors, what I said, and they're able to match market returns, creating comprehensive plans. But remember this: financial advisors are better at creating comprehensive plans for your money and choosing specific assets. So that's why when you use robo-advisors, that's when you don't have that complicated, that large of a financial assets, and you could use that, and it'd be much more cheaper. And it's help. They give you smart algorithms and help you to manage your money through an automated process. That's one choice that you have.
Yeah, and Bob mentioned the fees on a robo-advisor are typically less. And again, you have much less face-to-face contact with a robo-advisor, because it's just taking all of your information, putting it in the computer and spitting out where you should be, and it makes changes to keep you within certain parameters, and it helps you figure out where keeps things moving along smoothly. Now the fees, this is something you have to be aware of, because most financial advisors charge some sort of fee. Some just charge a flat fee. Okay, it's going to cost X amount of dollars for me to sit down and work with you. Some are commission based. So as you buy and sell, you pay. And the thing you got to watch out for there is, in the past, there's been a lot of articles written about financial advisors it's called churning, where they just buy and sell stuff so they make commissions, and you may not be making money. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of them went more towards the flat fee based. And as you make more money, they make more money, because it's based on a certain percentage of how much the money they hold. And finally, there's a flat fee and commission. You could pay an amount and then pay a small amount, or you could pay based on the value of your assets. I think I may have confused a little bit. The flat fee is just, again, a certain amount. Asset based is when you pay a percent of your investment. And the thing you got to watch there also is, oftentimes the more money they have, the less that fee will be. So some people may have money at 2 or 3 or 4 different brokerage firms and paying that asset based, but if it's all in one, you may pay a lower overall fee. I don't know the exact amount of the insurance involved. I know there's I want to say $250,000 per brokerage account, but again, don't hold me to that. But that may be a reason why some people keep it in different brokerage firms, just like you do with banks, because there's a certain amount that's insured. But just be aware of how you're being charged. Make sure it fits what you're doing, and don't get into thinking, again, I don't have enough, so it's not worth it. If you're young, you get a good financial advisor. They can grow with you. If you've already accumulated a lot, they can help you maintain and help that grow. So just trying to get you to look into it. It's something that can help you get on the path.
And I just want to add that upon choosing which one is usually based on the amount of assets you have or how complicated your portfolio is. And that's why it's usually a flat fee. And actually, they could charge a flat fee for larger portfolios, but usually the flat fee is a flat fee that is manageable for somebody that does not have a very large, complex portfolio. And then usually it slides up the scale. The more assets you have, the more you have to deal with. Then it goes into getting into where they do asset base, where they charge you a percentage of your assets. And that's when you have a whole, very large asset. And the commission and the commission base is that some people, and you got to watch out because some financial advisors, are choosing commissions and they call what is churning, where they're just sending you through investments and stocks, which actually helps them get commissions. So you need to be careful about sometimes the commission base. I'm not saying all financial advisors are that way, but that is the issue with commission based. Sometimes they are churning, they're putting you in particular investments that are not really aligned with your financial goals. And that brings me to that particular topic of picking a financial advisor that is compatible with your strategy. Any financial advisor that you do pick, and usually financial advisors, you can find them at most financial institutions, like Vanguard, Fidelity, just to name a few, T. Rowe Price. They all have financial advisors, Raymond James. But this is the key. One of the keys to finding a financial advisor, you can go on FINRA, FINRA.org. That stands for Financial, oh God, I had a brain lock. Investment, Financial Industry Regulatory Agency, FINRA. And you can go and look up any financial advisor because they have to be registered with FINRA.org. So if you do get a financial advisor, go and make sure they're registered, because that way you can hold them accountable because they held under certain compliance laws. Okay, and another thing you need to be aware of hiring the first financial advisor you meet. You need to shop around. There's many out there. Go to FINRA.org, FINRA.org, and you can find any financial advisor and see if they're certified. Then the next thing is you need to ask them what credentials that they have. Now, some of the credentials that come with a financial advisor is being a certified financial advisor, and that's usually they have a Series 7, which comes from FINRA. They have to take a test. They have a Series 7. A lot of people probably heard people say a Series 8, which is for annuities, but Series 7 is even more greater designation because they got to know more about stocks. And it also helps and protects you. So look at the credentials. Also, if you're a CFP, a certified financial planner, or a certified financial counselor, or even a chartered financial consultant. That's a CHFC. Then they got CFP. So these are different kind of designations that you can ask to make sure people have credentials. Because actually, to be a financial advisor, you don't really need any credentials to be a financial advisor. But if you want to be one that is certified and they're held according to the laws with the SEC and FINRA, then you get a registered financial advisor. And lastly, I want to say, make sure you choose a financial advisor that has the specialty that you're going into. Any financial advisor that you engage, the first thing they should ask you is, what is your goals? What is your risk tolerance? If the sign of not a good financial advisor, if you get one that is actually telling you before they even find out what your goals are, telling you what your goal should be, telling you what your risk is, or automatically selling you a stock and don't ask you what your risk temperament is. That's the first sign that that is not a good financial advisor. So take that into account, you all, and make sure you understand how they are getting paid. What Doty just told you about the different fee structures, because that's very important. So, you have
Bob,
anything to add, Doty?
one other thing is okay. Let's say you pick one, and you have to have some process to measure how well they're doing, and just a simple way to look at it is if you put your money in a S&P index fund, which just perfectly mirrors the market. And as we always talk about, let's say the market does 10%. Let's say in 2021, let's say the market went up 20%. And you look to see what your advisor's portfolio has done for you. Now, realize that 20% is 100% stock. So it's very, very risky. And so if your risk tolerance is, let's say, 50%, then you should only expect to do 50% of what the S&P index does. Okay, so you have to have some tool to measure them with. And typically people look at the S&P index to say, had I just put my money in the stock market, I would have made X percent. But you have to say what's your risk tolerance, and that's going to reduce your risk. Because if you say you're 50%, you don't want the risk inherent in being 100% in the market. So you shouldn't make what the market rate, because you don't want that downside risk. So you have to have a way to measure, and that's a kind of a simple way to look and see if your advisor is meeting your goals after, say, 1 year. And if the market's going down, same way. If you want to compare how the overall market did compared to your portfolio, or compared to the things that he's recommended for you, because you do have to have a way to measure to see if he's meeting your goals. You don't want to stick with a loser, obviously. But if I would say most who are competent are going to do okay, because tempered by your risk tolerance, you shouldn't be all the way in the market anyway. But we can't understate, or we can't overstate how important it is to have somebody looking at the entire picture.
And somebody who is qualified. It's just like, this issue with the parents wanting to be more involved with the curriculum in schools. No, I want teachers who are trained and who are licensed and certified to make the curriculum in my schools. The same thing with your finances, a financial advisor. Another tip, you all, it's perfectly all right if you engage a financial advisor and you ask them for referrals. And I would ask them for at least 3 referrals. And that is perfectly fine in the financial advisor world, to give you 3 people that has been his clients that he feels okay, that you could check with them and see how they felt with him managing their portfolio. We can't stress it enough, you all, because we do not seek the advice of people well. It seems like a lot of times people just go to the wrong people, especially just going out on Google or using Robinhood, Acorn. Those are cool places to be able to make transactions, but they're not financial advisors. They don't tell you what to do with your money. Same thing with people who think when they call up the Social Security administration, they don't give you advice. They just tell you what the requirements are, how much you're supposed to get. But some people be thinking they're going to be giving you advice. No, it doesn't work like that. And you want somebody who, and I'm telling you all, for the least of us, I don't care if you think that you don't have that much money, your money is important. And this is what I learned, though, when I started being a financial advisor back years ago, which I'm not now. And I want to clarify that between me and Thomas Doty, we are financial educators. That's the difference. We're not licensed financial advisors, so we're not telling you what personal specific assets to go out there and buy. We just tell you about certain ones and how they're doing to give you an idea. But one of the things I learned, though, when I started out as a financial investment advisor, it's so important that people understand what is your goal. What are you trying to do? And there's so many advisors out there, you all, and there's so many people that's giving just bad advice. So be careful, and that's why I'm telling you, the people that I learned though when I started off doing financial planning, it was the people who had the least amount of money that needed the most. People think it's flipped around, that people that have the most money needed the most. No, it's the people that have the least, because they're the ones who have not been privy and have access to the information. And that's why you want a financial advisor, you all, because he has access, or she has access to the information. And remember, we talk this all the time. Money is ever changing, every movement. That's why we say you should always keep a look at your portfolio, look at and make sure you paying attention, tracking it, because sometimes you may need to make some changes. And a person, a financial advisor, that's their job. They're looking at it every day. I can do accounting, I can do my taxes, but I don't follow my taxes with the tax law, with the tax laws being changed every day. So I want somebody who is on top of it and does it every day. So I hire a CPA to do my taxes.
Yeah, and we don't want to give the impression that it's easy to find a financial advisor, because it's just like a good doctor. If find out a good doctor, you try to make an appointment, yeah, you might get one 8 months from there. And a lot of the good advisors have a good set of customers that they're using, and it's hard to get in with somebody who's good because they're good. And so it's going to take work, and that's what we keep stressing to you. To get wealthy takes some work. It takes some time. It takes some effort. Bob always talks about you can spend time planning a vacation. Well, money is way more complicated than that. And in the long term, probably be more important than that vacation you're going to take this year. But if you get the right help, you can find the right person by doing research. Bob mentioned recommendations, asking your friends who's worked out for them, asking your friends who are rich. Don't ask no poor people. Always get advice from people that got more than you. But and find somebody good to help you on the right track, to get you on the right track and prepare you for all the things that are coming that you don't know are coming. I mean, it's like at my age, the required minimum distribution, where you have to start taking money out of your IRAs and 401ks at a certain age. You have to have a strategy for that. You don't want to wait until you get ready to do it to figure out how it works, or even worse, to not know that you need to do that, and then you get stuck with penalties and all that sort of thing. But you get someone who is handling your entire picture, is looking at the whole ball of wax, and can see what you need to do and can help you make a change here that might affect something over there. And that's the point, or the importance of a financial advisor. He should have expertise in looking at the whole picture.
And don't think you don't make enough money. That's the worst mistake you can make. Though, want to shout out, man, my good brother, the Reverend Glenn Hennett, out there checking us out. And he said, this is good advice. Thanks, Glenn. And though, man, I got a friend from overseas that's watching. We have several overseas people watching from Scotland and England. But Carlos, man, Carlos in Portugal. He took care of us when we were in Portugal, man. So we got people watching. And the wonderful Keisha Frazier is watching.
He's a true fan, because it's got to be, it's late at night in Portugal right now.
Yes, it is.
Early in the morning. It's early in the morning.
I'm impressed that he's watching. Just like my man Fish, David Norval, was watching in Scotland, in Falkirk, Scotland. Well, David, I don't know if he's still in Falkirk. He might be in Grangemouth or Stirling or Edinburgh or Glasgow. But we got a lot of people watching, though, and I'm so thankful. And my brother, my young brother, Carl Chapman, man, thank you for watching. So dope. Just want to remind people going forward for 2022, we got a lot of great things. We're going to have some key people. We're going to have some financial advisors that's going to come on. We're going to have experts in entrepreneurship, experts in taxes, expert in investing, expert in financial planning financial goals. We ain't going to talk about. We're going to have some experts in psychology, because a lot of people finances don't be stressing them out, and there is a whole mindset that people need to be considering when you start talking about managing your money. Oh man, I can't believe TJ is checking in, dope, from DC.
Hey, TJ.
What's up, TJ? Dope son. So glad that you're watching. So please, you all, tell more people about this. We trying to spread the word as much as we can. I saw a survey today that says 40% of Americans do not know the interest rate that their credit cards are charging. And the average interest rate, though, on credit cards are 17%. Now, that's just the average. There's some paying 25, but to not know the interest rate that you're being charged, and that's why we're here, because we believe that knowledge, we want you to know, because we know you only know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. So with that, dope, let's take it home like I always do. We like to recap because we know we've said a lot. So just want to share with you my screen with our summary and takeaways for today.
Yeah, they can help. Financial advisors can help everyone. Don't think they're just for rich people, or they're just for certain people, or not for everyone. They can help you. They can help you. You need the help. Get the help, and build your wealth.
And they can help with, especially, our finances can become very emotional, and they help with making emotional financial decisions, especially if your spouse is involved or your parents are involved and you're fiduciaries over their particular estate. It could be a lot, you all. So consider a financial advisor.
It can help you be proactive. We're always telling you to get moving, start working, get a plan. Picking a financial advisor can help you get on that path. And if he's good, he's going to touch base with you every now and then just to make sure you are doing the things you should be doing, you're staying on the right track, and that you are on the right path.
And a financial advisor provides knowledge of things you don't know about. I know a lot of us, because a lot of my friends are here from the FDIC. I'd like to shout out to Joe Finelli that's watching. And a lot of us know about finances, but there's a lot we don't know. And a financial advisor can help. And I just want to remind you all how you can find a financial advisor is go out on FINRA, FINRA.org, and you can find it, and they have it broken down by areas where you live, and ratings and certified financial advisors. So think about that, y'all. Help you with things you don't know about.
Yeah, and again, I would have trouble entrusting my money to somebody that I find on the internet or something. So if need be, talk to one of your buddies, talk to one of your friends who's doing okay, and get some names that way. And also do what Bob said, and compare the two, interview, work with them, make sure they're for you. And our final takeaway is that they can help you manage all the complexities. And believe me, once you start getting some money, just like Puff Daddy said, more money, more problems. And you need somebody to help you manage that complex area of everything working together in one direction.
Yeah, more money, more problems. And like Jay-Z say, I got 99 problems in it, ain't one. So look, y'all, thanks for checking us out. Man, my man, Michael Wolford, what's up, Mike? I know you can use this information. Shout out to my sister Nolia. Thank everyone for watching. Thank you so much. We're here next week, and like I said, we got a lot more topics to cover. We've covered a lot of this. Is our 33rd show, right, Dope?
Oh, yeah.
And we rolling, y'all. We here every week. And look, put in the comment box if you have any particular topics you wanted to cover. Oh, by the way, though, we do have a comment from last week about leased cars. It said, the question was asked, if you turn in a leased car before the time that is supposed to be turned back in, is there a penalty?
It could be, it could maybe not. It depends on the value. When you lease the car, there's a residual value on the car, and that residual value or the value of the car changes over the life of the lease. Just like a car you own, the value changes. If when you turn that car in, the value of the car is more than the value on the books at that particular point, then you are ahead. If it's below, then you are behind. Now that's aside from any fee that's specified in the lease contract, because there may be an early termination penalty in general, but you also have to worry about the value of the car when you turn it in, and hope that you are in the black, that the car is worth more than either they thought it was going to be worth or the value. It's like people who are leasing cars now, or who have a lease car to turn in now, with used car values having skyrocketed, most people would probably be positive as far as turning the car in early or at the end of the lease, because used car prices have just skyrocketed.
So with that, hello, Linda, my sister Linda Sy. She watches religiously, and she's the one that came with that question. So thank you all. Though we have a great viewership this week, make sure you tune in. Signing off, and I just want to make my last statement that to my good brother Eric Staten, I love you so much, my brother, and may peace of God be with you. All right, thank you all, and we be tuning in. Make sure you share this on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. Peace, love, and soul. That sounds like somebody I heard.